So basically, I just come back from my orthopedic specialist follow-up. I did a lower back surgery around 2 weeks back, and this week is considered the third week. Everything is recovering well, and I would like to share my experience on having a lower back pain to getting it rectified. I kind of have this back pain deteriorating quite badly whenever I do like strenuous exercise, such as like bicycle riding, running, or just sitting posture that is not right, or long hours of sitting down or walking. So it all triggers off, and it was so bad that I need to go and find a specialist and go and see him, like, to know what the hell is going on. So he did an MRI scan and say that okay, basically there is an annular tear. The annular is something like a small disc. Okay, just a disclaimer. I have no medical certificate or license. It's just based on what I know and what I understand from my specialist. So don't scold me if I get any of the medical term wrongly. So there is this annular, which I believe is the soft bone of the spine. As you know, the spine is actually made out of a hard bone, and then followed by the soft bone, the white color one, then followed by alternating in between. So for me, it's the lower back pain. So it's like the L5, which is the last one, nearest to my hip, and there is a tear to it. So whenever there is an annular tear, just imagine like it is like a donut that, the center part of it, actually there are some liquid or some fiber that flows out of it because there is a tear to it. So when it actually flows out, it presses onto my nerve, which is the lower back, and it causes pain as well. I actually consulted the specialist again, and he recommended me to do a microdiscectomy. Okay, so microdiscectomy, which is like through a microscope, and to discectomy is to cut away part of the annular, which is pressing onto my nerve. And at this point of time, it has been like several months down the road. Actually, I would like to say that it has been more than a year, and the condition worsened. The annular tear is even worse, and it become a herniating disc, whereby the disc is herniating out. In short, you will heard of slip disc, and it pressed onto the nerve so hard that I couldn't even walk properly, and it's causing pain to my right leg. So all the way from my hip to my feet, I need to lean and do my normal day-to-day activity. I was hospitalized for 4 days, 3 nights. So I just finished my surgery for microdiscectomy. It was like a 2.5-hour surgery, put on general anesthesia. I think the whole process went well. I couldn't really sit up straight at this moment because it's still quite painful, so I had to lie down and drink through a straw. For the whole day, I just have a butter sponge. Yeah, pretty much that's it. And I've been wondering how am I going to have my dinner later. Okay, so 6 hours after the surgery, and my dinner is served, but I'm going to eat with me lying down. So at this point, I didn't request the nurse to feed me, neither did I have the habit of being fed, so I just tried to finish up my dinner on my own, and I think it went pretty well. So actually yesterday I couldn't have a collective thought on what happened after the operation. So I thought that I just want to round it up here, is that yesterday after the operation, as soon as I wake up from the anesthetic effects, after the nurse woke me up, I could feel this intense piercing pain in my lower back where the surgery actually happens. So after doing the microdiscectomy, I called the nurse over and they actually tried to give me a painkiller jab, and I was still drowsy, but you know what they told me? They told me that they are going to give me the painkiller jab in my tummy. then the first thought that came into me was like, it just choked me awake. Like, my tummy? Why my tummy? And to them, no, not my tummy. And the nurse proceed and say that I'm going to inject into your arms instead. So I say, okay, yeah, I'm more comfortable with my arms than my stomach because I don't know which part of my stomach area they're going to inject. And it helps for a while, for 1 hour, for the painkiller to take effect. And I came back to my ward room, they transferred me. The pain actually came back quite intense, and the pain was like on a rating of 10, I will give it a 7. And they given me another round of painkiller pills, which lasted me for another 45 minutes, 1 hour, and the pain actually went back up to 9, to the level of 9 or 10. It was so terrible that I'm gripping the side of my bed, like this one, like I'm gripping to the side, desperately trying to, to make myself feel better, gripping onto my mouth, my own teeth, gripping everything that I can, trying to withstand the pain and endure the pain. It was so painful until I tell the nurse again, and I told them that it's a 10 out of 10 pain, and they given me a stronger, like an even stronger painkiller. Eventually it helps with it. Yeah, I think particularly the pains come from the part where sorry, my gown has been dropping because I never properly tie it. So it may look a little bit sexy. Yeah, so the pain may actually comes in where my back actually have a tube that's attached to it to drain out the fluid or the blood that the doctor just don't want it to get stuck inside. So for the post-surgery, what happened is that I was hospitalized for 4 days, 3 nights in the hospital. The doctors did me as, you must be able to walk, you must be able to pee, and you must be able to change on at least change myself, like daily clothing on day-to-day basis before he can discharge me. Then yep, I am able to do that, so I was discharged, and a week later I go back for the follow-up, and the doctor take a look at my surgical wound and say that it's actually recovering quite well, wash my wound, change my dressing, everything, and asked me to come back again for a second follow-up. And today is actually the second follow-up. He removed the additional string, which is like the suture. I don't know if you pronounce it as suture, both at the end and also at the start of it, which is the extra string. He cut it away. There is actually still pain from the nerve itself. There is some muscle spasm at my back, which is normal as what he has predicted. So I couldn't really sit for too long, stand for too long, because the back muscle is make up like the foundation of the body, and if it has been cut open, the foundation is actually really quite weak, and it will cause the muscles to spasm quite badly. So I will get those kind of pulsating pain if, let's say, I'm walking too much or sitting too much. What happened next is that this microdiscectomy for me, it may help or may not help in the future, because the disc is considered at a degenerating state, so it may degenerate further, meaning that it will continue to get flattened down some more, because right now it's flattening. That's why it's pressing onto my nerve. So once it is fully flattened, it may continue to press onto the nerve or it may not. So it is really up to the future. Only the future knows about this. So as of now, and for the rest of my life after the microdiscectomy, I was advised not to carry heavy stuff, rigorous exercise. So things like running, jogging, all these is just a no-no for me, or to minimize it, because the impact of running and jogging and cycling, all this will constantly put pressure onto my annula, and you will continue to deteriorate even further and faster. So that was the advice that I was given. So other than that, the surgery was actually very smooth. As of now, I think that I'm recovering quite well. I can walk properly but slowly, not too long, because the muscle will still spasm. After all, the cut wouldn't be so recovering so fast. So the thing is, lower back pain is there for everyone, but to experience a lower back pain until you have a leg pain, that is another whole new level. So this, I find that it is quite interesting in one way, how lower back pain is getting more and more common in our generation, because we have been sitting around for very long. We go jogging a lot, we may have a fall last time. Oh yeah, talking about the reason for this, right? The reason is completely unknown. It can be due to a fall. You know, back then probably because I was playing like rollerblading or stuff like that, and I could fell, land on my butt, and the shock can actually travel all the way up, and it sort of, show its effect when I'm older. And if not, it will be just me having a very lousy bone whereby it start to degenerate uh, throughout the years. So what the doctor advised is that this my bone will start to degenerate slowly over the time. So although I'm just in the range of 30s, early 30s, but it is getting more and more frequent. This kind of stuff is really unpredictable. What we can do at most, to my understanding, is to do a lot of core muscle strengthening, so you won't be pressuring so much onto your spine itself, like planking, cardio exercise. I think those are actually good for you, which is same as physiotherapy, building up your core muscle. So I am actually quite happy that I did this surgery, and it did well for me to recover and to do my daily activity back. And I really can't hope to get on the track of full recovery. So kind of excited about it. Yeah, so this is what I want to share. So peace out.